All right, today we're cracking the code on a certification that's really become a major gateway into the world of artificial intelligence. We're talking about Microsoft's Azure AI 900. If you've been sitting there wondering, where do I even start with AI? Well, this might just be the answer you're looking for.
I mean, it's a massive question, right? There are so many different paths, so many technologies. Finding that first step can feel pretty overwhelming. But what if there was one certification that could give you all the foundational knowledge you need to just get going? That's exactly where this cert comes in.
So yeah, it's best to think of the AI 900 not as some kind of finish line, but as the official starting point. This is where your journey into AI and machine learning really begins, and you'll be doing it on one of the biggest cloud platforms on the planet.
So what is this thing exactly? Well, at its core, the AI 900 is all about proving you get the basic concepts of machine learning and AI. But, and this is the important part, it's not just about theory. It's about how you take those ideas and bring them to life using Microsoft Azure's really powerful set of AI services.
So who should be looking at this? The audience is surprisingly broad, and that's because it's designed to be your way in. It doesn't matter if you're dreaming of being an AI engineer or a data scientist, or maybe you're just a professional who wants to understand this massive tech wave. This is your entry point. It really is a fantastic foundation if you're just starting out.
It's also really helpful to see where this fits in with other Azure certs. You've probably heard of the AZ900, right? That's your general, hey, what is the Azure Cloud certification? Then there's the DP900, which is all about data. The AI 900, though, carves out its own special spot, focusing laser-tight on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Think of it as the specialist's starting block.
Okay, so let's say you're on board. What's actually on the map for this journey? Let's break down exactly what you're going to learn and see what the exam actually covers.
What's really cool here is the balance. The whole exam is split into 5 key areas. You see that a solid quarter of it is dedicated to the core principles of machine learning. That's your bedrock. But then look at the rest. It's all focused on super practical, high-demand fields like computer vision, natural language processing, and of course, the incredibly hot topic of generative AI. So let's dive into that first part. Before you can build anything, you've got to understand 2 key things. 1, what is AI actually used for out there in the real world? And 2, what are the rules of the road for building it responsibly? This section lays that critical groundwork. So you'll learn to spot common tasks for AI, like personalizing a shopping website or moderating comments. But here's what's really crucial. Microsoft puts a heavy emphasis on responsible AI. You see, it's not enough to just know the tech. You absolutely have to know these 6 principles, because building trust in your AI is just as important as building the model itself.
All right, next up is the technical backbone of the certification. We're talking about the core machine learning concepts that make everything else possible, from how computers learn to see to how they begin to understand our own language.
Here's the breakdown. For general machine learning, you're going to cover the classics. You've got regression for predicting numbers, like the price of a house. Classification for sorting things into buckets, like spam or not spam. And clustering for finding natural groups hiding in your data. From there, you'll get into the specifics of how machines see with computer vision and how they process language with NLP.
And now for the newest and, let's be honest, probably the most exciting part of the whole exam, generative AI. This section was added pretty recently, which just shows you how incredibly important this tech has become. This is your introduction to the technology behind tools like ChatGPT, but specifically how it works on the Azure platform.
So in this domain, you'll need to be able to describe what large language models, or LLMs, actually are. You'll explore common ways they're used, you'll touch on the basics of prompt engineering, which is a whole skill in itself, and you'll get to know the features of the Azure OpenAI service, which is Microsoft's gateway to all these amazing models.
All right, you have the map. Now for the quest itself. How do you actually prepare for and pass this thing? Let's get into the practical side of things.
So, the big question, right? How long is this going to take me? And the honest answer is, well, it depends on where you're starting from. If you're a total beginner to both AI and the cloud, you might want to budget somewhere around 15 to 30 hours. If you already know your way around the cloud a bit, that could drop to under 10. And hey, if you're an experienced pro, it might just take you a few hours to brush up. And here it is, the magic number. To pass this exam, you need a score of 700 out of a possible 1,000. It's a clear, simple target to aim for.
So what's it actually like to sit the exam?
Well, you'll have 60 minutes to get through somewhere between 37 and 47 questions. Expect a mix of different types, too, not just multiple choice, but also drag and drop and other interactive formats. And listen, two really important things here. One, there is no penalty for wrong answers, so make sure you answer every single question. And two, this certification doesn't expire. Once you have it, you have it. So what's the game plan? Honestly, it boils down to a super simple, three-step process. First, watch the lectures, absorb the concepts. Second, get your hands dirty with labs. Theory is great, but actually doing it makes it stick. And third, and this is probably the most important tip I can give you, take practice exams. They are the single best way to find your weak spots and get comfortable before the real thing. So you did it. You passed the exam. Congratulations. But now what? What does this really mean for you? Let's talk about the destination and what this certification can unlock for your future.
Think of the AI 900 as your launch pad. From here, the path kind of splits. You can choose to specialize and go for the more advanced AI 102 certification to become an Azure AI engineer, or you could head down the data scientist track. This fundamental cert is the key that opens the doors to those more senior, specialized roles. And look, if you're listening to all this and still feeling a little intimidated, just listen to this quote. It's from an instructor who's helped thousands of people pass this exact exam. The general feeling is clear. This thing is designed to be achievable. It's meant to be a confidence builder, perfect for anyone who's new to this whole space.
At the end of the day, any big journey, especially one into a field as huge as artificial intelligence, it all begins with that one single step. The AI 900 is designed to be that step. So the only real question left is, are you ready to take it?